Somewhere, somehow, I've become a walking cliche. A suburbanite, minivan driving, stay-at-home mom, middle-aged woman who frets in front of the mirror about her sagging boobs, her wrinkles, and the super secret place she's getting gray hair. I can't remember the last time I introduced myself that I didn't have to go down the line of BJ's mom, Ryder's mom, Frey's mom, Phoenix's mom, Mike's wife. It's like my identity has been hurled into some kind of weird domestic vortex. I can also remember a time when I was okay with all that. I can remember when I would consciously bring it all upon myself. When I first got married, I was fascinated that I was someone's wife. I'd go into Walgreens and while paying, I'd say, you know, my husband loves this deodorant and I'm his wife. And I just loved purchasing it for him. By him, I mean my husband. And that pimply-faced cashier with his dark purple hickey was green with envy. While he was reduced to casual encounters of prolonged neck-sucking, I was married. Ha! I also remember somewhere, somehow, being a kid. I used all my allowance on lemon heads, grape heads, and cherry chans. And when I ran out of money, I stole change from my parents. I used to walk barefoot to Baskin and Robbins and agonize over what clown cone I should get. The deciding factor always came down to what candy the face was made out of. I raised 5 hamsters, Peaches, Apricot, Scooter, Yukon, and Daniel, one mouse named Moo/Basil, couldn't decide, a guinea pig named Abigail, and 3 cats, Siegfried, Brunhilde, and Fluffy. Guess which one I named? And all I ever wanted was a goddamn dog. I surely remember one of my best friend's moms, Kathy. She was a Lamaze teacher and earthy and tan and smelled of patchouli. One day she showed us a video of a woman giving birth in black and white in 100% vagina circa 1960s. It was the most fucked up thing I'd ever seen in all 10 years of my life. I vowed to never, ever have children. I remember being a teenager. I remember in high school I drank my first drink at 15 and began a steady career of sneaking out. Boys and booze, fun stuff. And one slightly buzzed night, I found love at the local Burger King. The star varsity basketball player that I had coveted was drunk and eating French fries. He was 6'7" and absolutely beautiful. I was a bootless freshman, but I was also emboldened by peach schnapps. So fast forward, and we're making out in my bedroom. And I have the freshest breath. Don't even worry about that. I was chewing mint gum. And then I'm kissing his neck, and then I'm kissing his chest, and then my gum falls directly onto his right nipple. And it adheres. But it's dark, so he doesn't notice. So I start to basically chew his nipple off in a desperate effort to remove the foreign object. But at first I think he's into it. And then I think he thinks I have some weird breastfeeding man fetish. And then my mom busts in. So I never find out if I removed all the gum because it's not like we ever talk again. Fast forward to my vagina, which is something I also occasionally remember, circa 2002. And I was pushing out a 10-pound, 9-ounce baby. By 2009, I had 4 of them. And now I'm too tired to chew on my husband's nipple and too much of a lightweight drinker to be emboldened to do anything particularly out of character anymore. So, what the fuck happened? Everything I ever wanted to have happen, happened. That's what. Marriage to a kind and devoted partner, a house in the suburbs, dogs, healthy kids, financial security. I even have a magnolia tree. But somewhere in all that, those things and those people and those commitments have come to define me. And I think I've lost myself. Separate and apart from all the appendages, who needs me? Who knows me? Who am I? Because 8 years from now, my youngest will be 18, and I'll be 54. And when I write that, when I say that, I can't help but think that by then, if I'm very, very super extremely lucky, I'll be more than half dead. So the other day, my oldest asked me, Mom, when we're all gone, do you think you'll go back to work? And I replied, listen, this is work. This is the most stressful job I've ever had, and I've never felt so responsible, so liable, so burdened, and so fucking unprepared, underappreciated, underpaid, not to mention I have shit for supervision and the worst performance reviews of my goddamn damn life. Or I said, honey, I don't know, I've got to think about that. It's like I used to be this person, and then one day after an I do in a few years and a few nights of unprotected sex, I became this other person, and I don't want to undo any of that. I'm not complaining, I'm panicking. Saying you're a stay-at-home mom when your kids are 16, 14, 12, and 10 is slightly different than saying you're a stay-at-home mom when your kids are 26, 24, 22, and 20. So I need a plan. Or maybe I need to have another baby. But since I'm 99.9% sure that last week most of my uterus fell out while doing jumping jacks at the gym, that's likely no longer an option. So I gotta start working on that plan B, or as I like to call it, Plan Me.